People who say money can't buy you happiness are spending it wrong.
Money can't buy you happiness. ये सब बातें जो है ना ये तकियानुसी.
Alright.
Don't become a philosopher before you're rich.
Game time.
While studying at IIT Hyderabad, I have tried my hands on multiple side hustles and made around 31,55,200 rupees approximate. Now this number does not include my income from affiliate marketing, equity trading or anything that is a little bit risky like crypto trading, drop shipping or anything like that. Now one guy in the comment will be like, what a flex dude. But unlike that guy, if you come from a lower middle class family, तुम्हें पता है पैसों की अहमियत क्या होती है. And मुझे पता है the amount of relief my father felt when I told him that you don't have to give me money anymore. And I know your parents have also worked their ass off to put you in school or put you in college, and I want you to also make your own money as soon as possible so you can take a burden of their chest and basically have more freedom in your life. But you know what is sad? Internet पे सब कुछ available होते हुए भी I still get DMs saying कि कौन सा साइड से स्टार्ट करना चाहिए, किस में जल्दी पैसा मिलेगा, किस में ज्यादा पैसा मिलेगा. And it's very sad to see कि everyone is asking the wrong question. So you know what? I'll answer all your wrong questions. I'll answer all three of these questions through my own experience, and then I'll tell you what is the right question to ask. Now among all the 8 to 9 side hustles that I have done in college life, I think 5 are very good for beginners to start with, and I will give you all the 3 matrices that you asked for. Time investment, the amount of time you will ideally want to invest in that side hustle per week. Number 2 is payback time, which basically means the amount of time it will take for you to get your first paycheck on average. And number 3 is ROI, कि यार जितना मेहनत कर रहे हैं, जितना एफर्ट डाल रहे हैं, उस हिसाब से हमको रिटर्न्स मिल भी रहे हैं या नहीं. Now in terms of side hustle, YouTube has been my bread and butter throughout college. I have made hundreds of videos. I have gained like 1.2 lakh subscribers, and the majority of that 31 lakhs that I made in college came from the domain of YouTube. Now YouTube income is separated into 2 parts, AdSense and brand sponsorship. If you do not know how those work, I'll explain very briefly. Brands pay YouTube to run their ads, and if someone watches your video, they end up watching some ads as well, and YouTube pays you a very small amount of that money that the brand paid them to you because you kept some kind of audience on that platform so they could watch those companies' ads. That is how AdSense works. But the sad reality is, if your channel has majorly Indian audience, you're not going to make much out of AdSense. Like for example, on my channel, on average per 1,000 views, you only make this much of money, which converts to this. Now you can probably imagine that AdSense is a very small amount in my YouTube income. The other part comes from brand sponsorships. What are those? Brands basically pay me to promote their or feature their product or their service and talk about them in my videos, and that is how a whole brand sponsorship works. Now let's talk about the 3 aspects that I promised. Time investment. YouTube does take quite a lot of time compared to other side hustles on a regular basis. So I will probably give it a 5 out of 10 because you also have your classes, your assignments, your exams, your social life and everything, and managing YouTube with that does take a lot of sacrifice. Now talking about payback time, it generally takes you around 6 to 12 months or a little bit more because the new monetization policy of YouTube does not let you monetize your channel right off the bat. So it's probably a 3 out of 10. Now the ROI on YouTube is a little bit tricky and it is very variable because at the start for probably a year you won't be making any sort of money. So it's going to be a 1 out of 10 or a 0 out of 10 back then, but if you stick to it for 3 to 4 years, it can give you disproportionate income. So it goes from 0 out of 10 to 10 out of 10, but it takes quite a lot of time and you need a lot of patience to stick to it. While doing YouTube, I had quite a few videos of mine cross 100k views and some of them cross millions as well. And that's when I realized कि यार जो चीज़ मैंने मजे में चालू किया था, gotten pretty good at it. And as someone said, if you're good at something, never do it for free. And honestly, I never reached out to any clients. It was mostly brands, creators, or some other clients who would come up to me to ideate, shoot, edit, or conceptualize their videos. And I started doing that. But very soon I realized I have very limited time. I cannot do it all on my own. That is when I met Kuntal, my beloved junior, who was very interested in filmmaking, video making and all these things. And we worked together for more than a year, and currently we have like this unofficial agency. Unofficial because I never really reached out to any clients, so I still call it unofficial. Now in terms of time, it obviously depends on the complexity of the videos and also the number of clients. So it's absolutely variable, cannot comment on that. Now the payback time is quite impressive on this because even if you are starting to learn video editing and you find a good resource, a good workshop or a good course to start off with, or if you are spending a lot of time to learn this, you can probably start earning in a month or 2. And that's a very good. So I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. And in terms of ROI, if you can land some foreign clients, the ROI is crazy good for the amount of effort you put on. So I'm also gonna give it a 8 out of 10. But especially in this age of media, a lot of people are starting to learn video editing to earn some kind of money. But the reality is that only the top 10% of video editors actually earn some tangible amount of money. Why? Let me give you my own situation. I get hundreds of DMs and emails throughout a month, people saying that, bro, I want to video edit videos for you, I'm a video editor, let me help you, blah 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 blah. And when I go and look at their portfolio, when I go look at their work, there are two things that are very off-putting. One is that their work is not polished, they are not very good, they just learned the video editing software and they're like, bro, let me edit for you. And the second thing is that their presentation is very, very bad. Even if your videos are very good, nobody wants to click on your portfolio and land on a disorganized Google Drive, man. That is the problem with 99% of the editors that have reached out to me. Having your files in a Google Drive and sharing that is the most unprofessional thing you can do to a client. So the first, biggest and the most important step that you need to take is to have your own website. Now you'll be like, Sankho, but I'm not a web developer, I'm just a video editor. Shh. I'll show you this really handy AI tool that will make your website in like a click. I'll show you how easy and quick it is to make your own website with Hostinger. For example, I need a website for my production house, let's say. Just go to the first link in the description and the first thing you need is a domain and a hosting. ये टर्म्स पहली बार सुन रहे हो तो do not worry. There are multiple plans available here and I will highly recommend कि तुम business वाला plan लो because it has AI features that will do the hard work for you. Along with this, Hostinger also gives you free services like lifetime SSL, which is the security of your website, and much more. Now while choosing the plan, I would suggest you go somewhere over 12 months क्योंकि फिर monthly fee काफी कम हो जाता है. Once the payment is done, follow these easy steps which are self-explanatory and click on build with AI, and this is where the magic begins. All I need to do is to fill out the name and give a very good description of the website, of the brand and whatever I want, and with one single click this brilliant looking website is ready. But I don't like this particular text here. Well, no problem. Everything on this page is customizable. I can edit this text or any other text that I want. I can also add any new element that I want, and I can also keep checking how the website looks on a PC by clicking the preview button. How does it look on a mobile device? I can check that as well. We need a good logo. That's where AI comes in the rescue once again. It can make me a logo and I can tune it to my own liking. I can use AI to write paragraphs in the website, and I can also use AI to generate a heat map for my website. What is a heat map? It shows कि यार लोगों की नज़र mostly कहाँ पे जाएगी इस website पे आके. So if you are a serious freelancer, you need to use Hostinger to get a professional website by clicking the first link in the description. They also have their data center in Mumbai itself. They have 24/7 customer support, and अगर मजा नहीं आया तो 30 days money back guarantee भी है, so you have nothing to lose. Thanks again to Hostinger for supporting the channel. Now most of you wouldn't know this, but I have been into art for like 5 to 6 years of my life. I never took any professional learning sessions, but I just kept drawing a lot of things, and after one time, just like video editing, I realized, I'm not that bad at it. And again, I said to myself, let's not do it for free anymore. So I started freelancing in art as well, and I was running my art freelancing business through Instagram mainly from this account. And other than that, I was also going on to Fiverr. But after some time, when I came into college in second year, I guess I completely quit art. I don't know why. I just not getting the time. In terms of time, drawing is a very time consuming process, so it is a 2 out of 10. In terms of payback time, if you are a complete beginner, you do not know anything, it will take you a lot of time to learn to get good at art. So it's a 3 out of 10. In terms of ROI, it's not that good as well. Unless you are very good, you're among the top 1% of artists, or you have insane connections, you're not gonna make much money. So it's another 3 out of 10. So this is probably the least recommended in the top 5 of my side hustle list. Now just when you're thinking that Sankho can't possibly be doing any more things, buy my merch, bitch! This also goes back quite a lot. I have been designing merch and posters and all these things for college clubs and societies, for other startups for quite a long time, since my first year of college. And finally, I finally decided that it is time for me to sell my own merchandise, because my whole motto of college was to try as many things as possible. Now, granted, although it's a side hustle, it was easier for me to sell merch because I had an pre-existing audience on YouTube and Instagram. that won't be the case for you, but again, it can still be done with good amount of marketing and a good amount of brain cells. Talking about time investment, it's a lot of work upfront. So one time you'll have to design, you'll have to find a manufacturer, you'll have to find, like, figure out how you're gonna ship them, you're gonna make a website, but it's all one time. The only recurring things are like taking orders and shipping out products, which does not take much of your time. So I'll give it a somewhere in the middle, 5 or 6 out of 10. Now about payback time, if you are talking about it technically, getting your first revenue can be done within a week or two. And if you are really good at marketing, you can generate a huge amount of revenue within a month. So 9 out of 10. Now in terms of ROI, it is not that great because one, you're investing a lot of effort and the profit margin for selling t-shirts in India is not that much. Even if you're trying your best, you'll probably end up, and the best case scenario would be like 30 to 35%. So it's a solid 3 out of 10. Now digital assets is a very minute percentage of the whole income that I made in college. I have been doing photo editing and video editing and messing with color grading quite a lot. So at one point I thought, like, why don't I sell my own presets and LUTs? And it's not just me, I have seen other Indian creators try to sell them as well. And the amount of money people are willing to spend on these things in India is not that much. So it's not very profitable. But again, the catch is at the ROI. The ROI is very high because you do not need to manufacture anything, you do not need to store anything, you do not need to ship anything, everything is done virtually. That is why the ROI is absolutely humongous, probably a 9 out of 10. In terms of time investment, it is also very less compared to other things. So it's probably 8 out of 10. And in terms of payback time, if you're good at marketing, if you have some kind of audience, if you have a good niche audience to sell to, you can literally start earning money today. So that also gets a 9 out of 10 or even a 10 out of 10, I would say. Now, as I promised at the start of the video, that I'll tell you what is the right question to ask. And for that, you need to understand, although this is called the side hustle and the passive income, this takes a huge amount of time. It is going to take like at least 4 to 5 hours of your every single day. And that will be for like 6 to 8 months or even more than a year. And the single deciding factor behind whether you make money out of it is whether you can stick to it or not. And whether you can stick to it or not depends on whether you like doing it or not. So the first and the most important question that you should ask when you're choosing which side hustle to go into, what to build, is do you enjoy it or not? Now you're going to be like, but Sankho, I don't know mereko kya pasand hai. And I was exactly like you. I had no fucking idea what I wanted to do. So you just need to do exactly what I did. Try your hand at everything that you possibly get your hands on. And if you keep doing that, things are going to turn out great. Look at me. After 5 years down the line, I am still doing, out of those 8 things, I'm still doing 2 to 3 things every single day because I like doing them. I get fulfillment. And I also get an income that is more than my software engineering job. So yeah.